Hi. First, I would like to thank you for all the likes and comments that you all have given on the last video, which really encourages me to talk more. Today, I thought let's talk about diet of our life. Of course, you all are paying attention to the physical diet. I'm very sure of that. But at the same time, one of the most ignored part of our life is the emotional diet of our mental health. Yes, we need to pay attention to our emotional diet. Now, if you ask me how to do that, I have broken down them into three important parts. First is a negative self talk. We all have a habit of engaging ourselves into some kind of negative self talk. Now, for this understanding, let's say you are on a failure stone, or you are just about to, or you know that you're going to fail in this. For example, say you're going to lose out on a relationship, or you feel that you are not able to perform in an examination. Say you're not able to perform in your workplace and you know you're going towards failure, or you have already failed. You will notice or try to recollect, you tend to engage yourself in one particular sentence or certain words. For example, you might negative self talk to yourself when you're failing, that I am not good enough, I can't do this, I am so stupid, I am so dumb. So these things we might say just casually, thinking that it's not going to have any impact on me. Let me tell you, that's not true. It is going to have an impact, and lot of research studies show how our brain affirms to what it hears. So it's very important to start noticing or start recollecting what is that one particular sentence or sentences or words that you tend to tell yourself in case you fail or you're about to fail. That will let you to identify the negative self-talk. Now, once you have identified the negative self-talk, the next step is to catch that thought then and there and change it or replace it with a positive self-talk. Say I engage a lot into something, say I am stupid or I'm not good enough. It's very important in that time I stop the thought, I change it into a positive self-talk where I say to myself, I am good, I can do this, I am smart. So what happens is your brain is thinking of other possibilities to make this work. The second thing that is important for your emotional diet would be what people feed you about you. Now, a lot of times you will think, how will people influence me? I'm not talking about how will people influence you. I'm talking about there are some certain degree that people do have an influence on you. And one part is, people might talk behind your back. That's okay. That's not in my control. But what is in my control and what my brain is registering is what people talk about you to you. So once you start noticing that some people tend to degrade you, not that they are doing it purposely or they enjoy putting you down, maybe they're trying to guide you or help you out, but how they do it, through how many times do they tell you in this day that you're not good, you're not good, you're not good, you're not good, then how will you get good in those cases? You're bad, you're the worst person I know, you are not good enough. So in this, your brain is just continuously registering, I am not good enough, I am not that smart, I am not good. So what happens is, it's very important that we start noticing and have people in our life who will be able to push us up in a way that will let us come up with the kind of motivational talks that we need for ourselves. Okay, so the second part was what people talk about you to you. The third part is, what do you do, hear, read and see right before you sleep and right after you get up. Now, a lot of people tend to see a lot of criminal serials, violent serials right before they sleep, or they also tend to read a lot of news before they sleep. And also after sleeping, when we get up, we tend to, go for our phone. I just open my eyes and I go like, where's my phone? Where's my phone? And then I see and I'm just like, reading. And maybe an hour has gone on that because I'm busy replying to people and I have not drank water. I have not gone for a pee. So now what happens in such cases? To understand this better, let us take a daily life example. Say you enter the office, and when you enter, you see person A comes and gives you one file. Person B comes and he gives you a file. Person C comes, he gives you 10 files. Person D comes, he gives you 5 files. So now how many files do you have? You have a pile of files in front of you. And your brain just goes like, maybe shuts off to that moment and says, so much of work. How will I do it? Same way, now imagine you switched on your phone and you see there are 5 notification WhatsApp messages from your colleagues, 2 WhatsApp messages from your family, and 1 from a stranger. Then you have an Instagram notification, 2 comments, 1 like, and then you have a LinkedIn connection which brings you a lot of memories back of a person. So now imagine your brain just opened the eyes for the morning and it has so much to register at one go, and imagine the tiredness, the fatigue your brain feels. The amount of restlessness the brain feels that, there's so much to do in a day. Instead, we could simply just get up, take a pee, have some water, sit down, try to see around, try to look around. Say 15-20 minutes break is a good enough break. I would say take a 1 hour break, but 15 minutes with a fast pacing life in cities, I think 15-20 minutes break would be good enough too to start with. So in this case, this way you can take care of your emotional diet. Just to recap, one thing is, the first one is the negative self-talk, that we start need to noticing ourselves, that we put ourselves whenever there is a failure. Second is, what do people talk about you to you is what we need to start noticing. Third thing is, what are the activities that you do, see, hear and read right before sleeping and right after you get up. So this will be really beneficial if you start noticing. One very important thing about self is self-awareness. We need to start getting aware about ourselves.